Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marla. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist and homeopathic practitioner. Today I want to share with you my top 5 favorite gut healing and anti-inflammatory, gut soothing supplements that can really help if you have any kind of gut inflammation, IBS, leaky gut, food sensitivities, so on and so forth. Obviously check with your doctor or practitioner before taking any of these recommendations. And for those who are new to my channel, I just want to give you a quick backstory. So I myself struggled with IBS majority of my life. It was actually as severe as can be that it ended up being diagnosed as IBD, and it completely affected and ruined my life for the most part. It was really aggressive. I finally found healing naturally and then was in remission for years and years, for 8 years plus. So I want to share with you what worked well for me. At the same time, I've also worked with over 3,000 one-on-one clients to date, and over 3,500 to 4,000 clients I've helped through my gut reset program, my ebook guides that are all focused around the gut. So I've been working with a total of 7,000 to 8,000 people, and they've gotten incredible results. So I know what I'm talking about in this department, and I want to share some of my knowledge with you today. I don't post too much to YouTube anymore, as I've been banned a couple times on YouTube and been prevented from uploading videos sometimes, and also the videos keep getting demonetized. So it just became really inefficient for me to try to post here often, and also in terms of finances, it just wasn't a smart financial choice for me anymore, because I would put a ton of time and energy into making content here and then would not be able to monetize it or get any kickback from it. So most of my content is shared on my membership platform, holisticspring.org. It's all uncensored content with thousands of protocols and resources and videos and everything else there. So you guys can check that out. I'll link it down below if you want more content from me. So let's jump in. I want to say that whenever you have gut issues, if it's SIBO, if it's IBS, IBD, if there's, something happening in the gut, if there's any kind of inflammation or even skin issues, you need to make sure that you are getting to the root of the problem. So the supplements that I'll be sharing with you are more going to be like an anti-inflammatory support. They're going to help soothe. They're not necessarily fixing the root of the problem. The root of the problem is more often than not, pathogens. So you do want to make sure you are addressing pathogens through a really good candida cleanse, as this is going to fix your gut issues long term. You also really want to be working heavily on diet. You need to be working on different therapies as well that are going to stimulate the vagal nerve and support the gut. You're going to want to do liver detoxification, as if the liver can't excrete, things back up into the gut. So there's a lot of layers to getting to the root of your gut issues and then fixing that. Again, these remedies are more if you are just uncomfortable, if you are like, I just feel inflamed, I don't feel good, these are going to really help to soothe and relax the gut and calm the gut until you're able to address the root of the issue. So I do have a 60-day gut reset program. It is mind-blowingly amazing. There is so much information. It's a 10-week program. Each week builds upon the previous week's goals, that walks you through a complete gut reset, a total gut transformation in just 60 days. You can get $80 off with the code SECRET offer. That's also linked down below for you. It is so incredible, something I'm super proud of. And we have a private Facebook community, so I'm always in there sharing recipes, tips, motivation, encouragement. We have a live Zoom meeting tonight for it to answer questions. So it's a really incredible program, and I'm putting all of my time and energy mostly into that. So I would love for you to join. You can start anytime you like. And it's just, it's like a self-paced program, but you get a lot of support from me and other community members as well. The first supplement that I think works so well and is a go-to for me for any gut inflammation is going to be slippery elm. This one, of all of the different herbs and things you can take, I find just works the best, because it is so anti-inflammatory. It literally can stop an IBS flare in its tracks. So if you are feeling like you are having bloating, having loose stools, if you are having abdominal cramping, if you just feel off with your gut, slippery elm should be your go-to. I like to have it in the form of a tea, but you can do a capsule, you can do a tincture, you can do a powder. So there's different options of how you want to get it in. And sorry, my hair is crazy. I was at the gym this morning and I didn't have a chance to shower or do anything with that. So slippery elm is my go-to. I'm going to list all of the supplements down below. So if you want to know how to spell them, you can find that down below. That would be number one. I also have a free 60-second gut hack guide that is so good. It is literally 60 seconds to make. It's free. I'll link that down below if you want more resources as well. This 60-second gut hack is what I use when I had IBS and what I give to my clients to calm down their gut issues, again, until you can get to the root of the issue. So if you want to download my free 60-second gut hack guide, I'll link that down below as well for you. So it involves a part of that remedy is slippery elm. It's so good, guys. Like, it works really, really well. Again, it's a Band-Aid, so it's not going to stop what's causing your gut inflammation, which is often pathogens that are tearing that gut lining apart. But it is going to soothe everything and calm down those inflammatory cytokines and prevent a lot of mucus loss and that damage to the gut lining. My next go-to supplement, this is like IBS or not, I think everyone should be using this. I think this is something that is a healing food in general and should just be consumed all the time, and that is gelatin. What I love about gelatin is for people who don't tolerate bone broth or collagen because of histamine issues, most of the time can tolerate gelatin. It's a lot lower in histamine and so soothing for the gut. And it is so repairing because of the different amino acid profile that it has. It really helps not just the gut, but your joints, your teeth, every part of the body. So I personally add gelatin to my herbal teas. I put like a little bit of water in a cup, room temp. I'll add about a tablespoon or two of gelatin, let it kind of melt into the water. It's gonna bloom or like dissolve and expand a little bit. Then you're gonna pour hot boiling water on top with a tea bag. Let it kind of steep for a bit, mix it up, drink it, it's delicious. You won't know it's there, but the benefits are going to be incredible. You can add it to a coffee and blend it up. You can add it to matchas. You can make gelatin gummies. You can add it to soups, to anything. So it's so versatile. It's amazing. It's one of my go-tos. The third thing that I think is one of my favorite things for the gut that, again, I would consider this more of like a superfood, not necessarily a supplement, but nonetheless amazing, and that's aloe vera gel. So you can get aloe juice. I want you guys to try the gel, which is that like thick inner part of the leaf. So the gel part is nice because it is so like slippery and so thick. Literally, when you touch it, you'll feel like a slimy layer on your hand. So when you're eating it, it's doing the same thing to your gut. It's coating your gut. So it's going to give your gut like a really good protection or protective layer, but it also is antibacterial and antimicrobial. It has a lot of anti-inflammatory benefits to it, a lot of nutrition, hydration, and so much more. So it's something that I will probably have once or twice a week, and my kids as well. I buy the leaf, like the whole aloe leaf. I keep it in the fridge so it's nice and cold. When I'm ready to have it, I cut the leaf, I get a big piece of it. I'll peel like the green outer leaf off, and then the inside is like a clear, thick gel, and that's what we're consuming. I will chop it up, and I'm gonna put it in a little bit of coconut water usually, and then mix it up with a straw, like a thick straw, and then we just drink those little chunks with the coconut water. It's so good. You can eat it straight up. You can blend it with some frozen watermelon. You can literally do whatever you want with it. What I do with the leaf that's left over, it's usually a little bit of aloe on the leaf and it's nice and cold. I actually will go put that on my eyes and like my under eye area to reduce inflammation and puffiness. Works really, really well. So aloe would be the third. It's so incredible. Now, the fourth thing that I think majority of people can really benefit from, IBS or not, or gut issues or not, is going to be probiotics. Now, stick with me for this one because there are some disclaimers with probiotics. And I think that a lot of people have a bad opinion of them because if you have a lot of histamine or inflammation and you go and take probiotics, a lot of times you're going to feel worse. You might get increased bloating. You might have like a histamine kind of flare. So I'm going to very briefly break down why. In my gut reset program, I go over every single explanation that can possibly be happening if you're on probiotics that are not working for you, and I give you alternatives and things like that. I'm going to keep this video short and sweet, but I just want to say there's a few things to keep in mind with probiotics. Number one, there are two main types of probiotics you'll see on the market. One is going to be soil-based organisms like your Bacillus coagulans, for example. One is going to be your human strain probiotics like the Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus. When you have gut issues, you really want to be leaning towards the human strains, just because these are the strains that our body actually can allow to take hold in our gut, regrow and multiply a colony for years to come. Whereas soil-based organisms are foreign to our body, so when we consume them, they're only alive for about 48 hours in our gut before they're excreted through our stool. So that you never can actually build a strong, healthy gut colony if you're only taking soil-based organisms. That being said, soil-based organisms are really great for helping digest your food and reducing some gut inflammation. And then they're really great to bulk up the stool as well, as at least 50% of the stool that we excrete daily is dead organisms. So it can help to bulk up the stool and help with that excretion, but you're not going to get that inoculation of the gut if you're on soil-based organisms. So you really want to be doing human strain and then supplementing with, soil-based here and there as well, if you want extra support. When we're doing human strain organisms, though, there's a few things to keep in mind. Number one is the fact that when you have gut inflammation, when you have a lot of pathogens, there's a lot of what we call sampling in the gut. So we have these dendritic cells that are going to come into the gut lining, past the lumen of the gut, and they're going to sample different fragments of food, of bacteria, of whatever's in the gut. When we have a lot of pathogens, the sampling is happening constantly. So the chance of our immune system taking a fragment of a beneficial probiotic is pretty high when the sampling is happening all the time. And what starts to happen is if it takes a sample of a beneficial organism and then it introduces it or presents it to the T and B cells within our immune system, within our lymph nodes, our body's now going to create like an attack against those beneficial organisms. So if you are supplementing with certain probiotics that your body has created like a attack alert against, you're going to have a reaction against those organisms, just like you would have against food that your dendritic cells have sampled, just like you would have against organisms that your pathogens, that your dendritic cells have sampled. So it is common when someone really has a bad gut for them to not be able to tolerate probiotics in the beginning, just because the immune system is attacking them essentially. So in this situation, I say don't introduce probiotics. If you start taking them and that's something that's happening, then we hold off on probiotics until we modulate the immune system more. If you are just taking probiotics and you're feeling bloated, that is normal and it's not something you can really avoid. And the reason is because when we start taking a lot of probiotics and we have pathogens in our gut, the probiotics are going to naturally start to cause a die-off of the bad organisms that are in the gut. When bad organisms like yeast and different bad bacteria die off, they secrete gases. And, these gases are what's going to cause you to feel bloated. And there's really no way around this except to ride it out until the bad organisms are cleared out more and your gut's eliminating better. And then that bloating will be gone and you'll be able to handle probiotics so much better. But yeah, there's really no way around the bloating. It's just kind of part of the process. See it through. It'll clear up eventually. And then the other thing would be to go higher dose. A lot of times we think start super small, and that might be necessary for some people to do like a teeny, like 1 billion CFU. Majority of us are going to need a massive dose. And if we do like a good 200 billion or more at one time, that's really where a lot of the symptoms that you would initially get from a small dose go away, because a larger dose is going to help clear out the gases and extra things quicker. Check with your doctor or practitioner for the right way to go about this. Like I said, in my gut reset, I go through every little bit of information on the gut and on every supplement and pathogens and everything else that you need to know. And again, that's $80 off if you sign up today with the code SECRET offer linked down below. It is a game changer program. And again, you can start it at any time. So I would love for you to join that. But that is definitely something to keep in mind with probiotics, but they are so beneficial. And I think everyone of all ages should really be taking them. There's a few situations in which they might not be beneficial for you, but for the average person, you could really benefit. The final supplement that I want to touch on today is L-glutamine. I know you guys knew this one was coming, so we're going to talk about it really quick. This is one that I love and I recommend a lot of people take, but it depends on the situation. So if you have cancer, definitely do not take L-glutamine. It's because it is the preferred fuel source for the cells in our body, including our gut lining and including cancer cells. So if you were to take L-glutamine, you would be feeding cancer cells directly, and that's something we don't want to be doing. So always check with your doctor or practitioner before supplementing. But L-glutamine outside of cancer can be very beneficial because the cells in our gut specifically can really use this fuel to rebuild and regenerate. So it's great to help repair a leaky gut. That being said, our body does produce L-glutamine. And if you are taking too much of L-glutamine or taking L-glutamine for too long, our body might start producing less of it. So it's not something you need to be on or should be on for a long time. It's more of, oh, hey, I am really inflamed. My gut's very leaky. I need to repair it. Let's do it for, a couple months tops. And then you want to take a break from it. What I like to do is take it on an empty stomach, and I like to make sure that I first have done some good pathogen cleansing to remove, again, those aggravants to the gut. If you think about it, pathogens and yeast literally dig and tear apart the gut lining, and they destroy that mucosal lining of our gut. So that gets broken, damaged, and excreted. This is what leaves our gut very damaged and inflamed. And if these pathogens are there, they're going to continuously do this day in and day out and keep getting our immune system to come in and attack everything, which causes more damage and more inflammation. So L-glutamine is almost like a Band-Aid. It's like trying to, if you have like a hole in your wall and like bugs and water and stuff is coming into the wall and you're trying to like paint it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to just keep painting this hole and somehow it's going to clog up the hole and stuff will stop coming in. It's probably not going to happen. If stuff is continuously pushing it through, you're going to need to like really do some serious work first by patching up and fixing that hole in your wall. So you want to get rid of things that are aggravating the gut, just like you would need to first really address that hole in your wall before you can try to like paint a pretty color over top or something. That analogy was actually not a great one, sorry. But I'm sure you get the point here where if you have pathogens, those need to be cleared out first or at least reduced so you have less damage to the gut, and then you can come in with L-glutamine and really repair it, and you'll feel so much better as this starts to happen. So that's what I would be recommending. Things like aloe vera gel are naturally antimicrobial, so they're great to take all the time and help clear pathogens. Gelatin is just so great to help reduce inflammation and keep your body strong. So that's something I do all the time, and same with probiotics. Those are amazing. And then really when it comes to slippery elm and L-glutamine specifically, those two supplements, because they're very gut reparent, they work amazing at calming inflammation down when you're in a flare. But if you're using them to heal a leaky gut, you can't successfully heal a leaky gut until you've cleared out pathogens, until you've reduced inflammatory foods and are consuming easy to digest foods and things like that. So you can take them, you just probably won't get amazing results unless you've done some work trying to remove the pathogens and things like that. So that's the 5 supplements. I hope that you learned something. I know I went through it quickly. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments down below. This is my topic that I love talking the most about because I struggled with these issues my whole life. And majority of the clients that I see have skin issues or gut issues or both. That's my specialty. And so I know what I'm talking about when I'm telling you these supplements are amazing. They really are. There's times and places for them, but they can just be such a great tool to have to help your body heal itself and not necessarily have to rely on medications and feel like you just can't do anything with your life because you're in so much pain. There is hope and there is healing. Healing is possible, and your body is meant to heal itself. It's been doing it for thousands and thousands of years. And if you just give the body the tools that it needs, it can really do that. And that's what my gut reset program is all about, is teaching you how to reset your gut completely by doing the correct things in terms of supplements, nutrition, therapies, and de-stressing, visualizations, and so much more. So I would love again for you to join. Use the code SECRET offer at checkout. Save $80 off this program. It is so valuable. The program is definitely underpriced. I'm doing that so it is more affordable for everyone. But it is a program that really should be priced at about $1,000. It really is that amazing. So I've really underpriced it so that it's more available to the masses. And I would love to have you join and take advantage of this amazing offer. So I hope to see you in the Gut Reset program. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you in the next one.